The best for my favorite brands. Hi, I'm Laura Ray, and today I'm going to share with you this look, and I'm going to tell you my number one from several makeup brands that I love. Now, I test from dozens of brands, but I've selected a few today that I really enjoy using their products, and I want to share with you my number one. Let's start off with what I have on my lips. That's the only thing I have on right now, and I have this on because of one of you. One of my subscribers said that they loved this Sugar Rush lip mask from Tarte. Now, I've tried a lot from Tarte. I love their shadows. I, about a year ago, bought a couple of their palettes. I had bought some before. My daughter Danielle loves them. So I've always been a huge fan of Tarte eyeshadows. I think that's something they do really great. But this is like, I can't even almost describe it. It's like butter on your lips. I don't know. It just feels so different from the Laneige and other lip masks that I've tried. It's very, just a nice cream to it. I've been enjoying it so much. I like to put it on before I begin doing any makeup or anything, because I like my lips to be very hydrated by the time I put my lipstick on. So that's what I've got on right now. We're going to start with the eyes. I've been enjoying doing that so that if I get any fallout from any of the products that I use, it's so much easier to clean up under the eyes. So I do have on my skincare. I don't have on sunscreen yet. We'll get to that. But let's start with NYX. NYX makes so many products I love, especially lip products. I've talked about several. I love their butter glosses. I also like the milkshake ones that I've shared, but I have to give it to them for eye pencil because they nailed it on being a dupe for the Anastasia. I bought the Anastasia and I think it's actually a little more difficult to work with. I prefer the NYX. I love this, and I'm in the shade Taupe. So one of the reasons I like it is I don't have these super thick, bushy brows. If I did, so many pencils would be easy for me. I could just quickly fill them in. But I have fine hair. My own hair itself is fine, and so are my brows. And towards the end, just like most women, there aren't tons of hair at the end. So I really like to have a point on the pencil where I can quickly fill it in. And I usually start around the middle building my brows. That's just the way I like to do it. And I like a natural looking brow. I don't like an Instagram kind of brow where it looks like a solid piece. I like it to still look like hair. And so I've tried everything. I have tried the liquid type felt tip pens. I have tried just all of it. The stamps, that ended badly. The stamp, I look like Groucho Marx, so that did not end well. So I find that for me, with fine hair, this works perfect. It's very easy to do. I sort of go back and forth between the two brows, building them, trying to make them look as much like sisters than distant cousins. Each brow is a little bit different. I remember one time I went to Ulta and had my brows done at the benefit counter. You know how they do shape brows there. I had them waxed. I had them shaped. She gave me a shape, and boy, it looked great. And I really do love those benefit pencils because you can get more exact shades, like 2.0, 2.5. They have very narrow shades, a huge range of shades is what I mean. And the brows really did look great. So that's a more expensive pencil that I like, but I found this taupe works pretty great for me, and it's much more affordable. Next, let's talk about Sorme. This is a brand that I buy on Amazon, but it is sold in places around the United States, just not in my area. And I've tried their eye pencils. I love those so much, but I had to give it to this that I've talked about so often. This is the Sorme Undershadow Primer. I love this for my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and use my Angie Hot and Flashy brush today. I just bought this myself recently and really like it. This is her concealer brush, but it works great for these kinds of areas. So I'm going to put this on with a brush. The reason I like it so much is it hides discoloration in the lids. I have a little bit of thinner skin on the lids, like most women my age. I'll be 59 on July 3rd, and a little bit of redness and discoloration. And this way I get an even base and the colors will look more true as far as the shadows that I apply. The other thing that I like about this is it gives some stability to the eyeshadow and makes it last longer. If I just put eyeshadow on my lids directly without some kind of primer on the lids, they just disappear. I have enough oil on my lids still where the shadows will go away. And this doesn't dry out my lids. I was using this even in the winter time and not getting any dryness. I've tried primers before where I'll notice flakiness on this part of my eye here because the product dried out the eye area. So the favorite product from Sorme is their Under Eyeshadow Primer. Next, let's talk about eyeshadow. Recently, I was sent some eyeshadow from Alter Ego, and I was sent a few other products that I'm trying out, but these impressed me so much that I wanted to include them in this video. This is, like I said, a very new brand to me. These shades are just gorgeous, and what I love about them is the duochrome. These are super affordable eyeshadows. You're paying like a drugstore price, and I love this palette. So let's go ahead in. For this eye look, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild brush. It is so affordable, I think around 99 cents. It's a great fluffy brush. It's so soft. I'm going to start with just the shade Tuscan, which is sort of a medium neutral, right here in the crease to sort of just define the eye. Look at how beautiful that is. I like that these shadows are so blendable. I do get a little extra powder when I dip into these shadows, so I will just do a little tap on the edge of the brush like that. Oh, I love this color. This is a great sort of mid-tone for giving shape to the eye. I love a shade like this on its own. I could just put this on my lid and be really happy with that. But I think this is beautiful. I'm looking forward to trying more of their products. They also have some liquid lipsticks that I'm interested in that I'm trying out. I'm going to go ahead on the lid with this shade Vanilla. And it's just a very soft, brightening sort of shade. And then let's go in with one of those duochrome. Anytime I apply a duochrome kind of product, I find it works better with my fingers. The duochrome on this is Tempest. So I'm going to put, it's a deeper shade actually, I'm going to put that on the outer corner, just tap that on soft and bring it in about a third of the eye. And I'll blend all this in just a minute. Let me get this even. Now, another option would be you could take a flat brush. Let me get something a little flatter. If you don't like using your fingers, I always like to give several options. You could just tap in with a very flat brush like this and apply it that way. And sometimes that works better. Like my eyes are very deep set and sometimes they're hard to get into little crooks and crannies. So I find that patting it in. It's a little easier for me to apply something here because the eye comes out where the eye is recessed here more. So patting that in is sometimes a little easier. Now let's go in with a metallic shade. This shade is called Dew, and I'm going to just tap that right here. And again, some of the most beautiful eye looks I feel are one shade. Not so complicated, but I just wanted to show you multiple shades. All right. And sometimes I'll take my finger and pat and roll, and that gets the product into the skin a little bit better. Now in the inner corner, I think let's go in with a little gold. This shade is called Glare. We're going to add a little bit of glare. I think the shades in this palette all work nicely together. And again, the name of this palette is called Midsummer. We're not to Midsummer yet. Summer's not actually started yet. Maybe by the time I upload this video, it will be considered summer, but boy, does it feel like summer here in Florida already. We are getting some really hot days and then sometimes rain in the afternoons. That's sort of typical of here, but it blows out quick. Now, what I'm using right now is my Jillian Dempsey brush. I just find that I can't get any brush that's any better than this for just blending out edges. I love it for that. It works for the entire eye look. Sometimes I just use this whole brush, but you could still take the Wet n Wild, and I'm going to clean that off a little bit, and just go blend out the edges too. But I do love that Jillian Dempsey brush. And I'm just going to bring a little bit of the shadow up to the under eye. There we go. So you could do it with this brush. It really is a great little brush, but I've talked a lot about this and I do love it for good reason because it just so easily blends out the eyes. You can also take it to the under eye if you want to put some shadow under there. We could take that Tuscan, put a little on the Jillian Dempsey brush and just bring it in the under eye like that. I know a lot of women my age don't like putting anything in the under eye, but I actually feel like it adds a little bit of shape to the eye. All right, so that's blended out pretty well. Let's go in with an eye pencil. Now, I really love my Mally eyeliner. This is something that's newer to me. I've tried different Mally products for more than 10 years, I know, but this liner is just so beautiful. The shade is Deep Sage. I really love using a green liner. I have hazel eyes, and the green liner seems to work really well to bring out the green in the eye. And this, she says, is waterproof. I don't put liner in the waterline. I've tried it before, and I just feel like it doesn't look very great on my own eyes, that it closes them off. So I can't really testify to whether this works in the waterline, but it does say waterproof liner. Now, let me say why I love this so much. It's retractable. I hate sharpening pencils, even though I have a great sharpener. I still don't like sharpening them. And I love the color and how it lasts on my eyes. So I'm just going to do little tiny dashes on the eyes. And go across. And I try to get as close to the lash line as I can. And then I do about the outer third. And then I go right here at the edge and sort of connect the two lines there, and then go back up and connect that. And I can always clean that up later with a Q-tip. I always keep those nearby. That's definitely a product I can't be without. Mally has so many wonderful products. I do love her eyeshadows too. I have even some one complete palettes of hers that are great. I feel like Mally's underrated. I just really do. There's so many makeup companies. There's so much competition, but I really love Mally. It works great on my mature skin. Her foundation is beautiful too. I've used that and talked about it before and really like that. But this pencil is just wonderful, and it's just the right green I was looking for. Maybelline. Where do I begin with Maybelline? I think I buy the most Maybelline. Before I would have said Flower Beauty was the product of the company that I had the most from, but Drew's sort of on a hiatus and creating some new products. So right now, most of the products that are out have been out a very long time. So I don't have many new things from Flower Beauty to talk about right now, but I hope soon she'll be releasing those. But Maybelline, when I recently did a declutter and I'm organizing all the products that I'm reviewing, I couldn't believe how much Maybelline that I have. But I have to give it to the Sky High line. I cannot believe what this primer has done for my lashes. I'm going to curl my lashes first. I'm doing the method I saw on TikTok where you take the curler, turn it upside down, and this is to get the lashes really straight so that when you flip it and curl, you can get way at the base. You can get deeper than you can if you just go into curl. And this really does seem to work. It helps my lashes. I don't have great lashes. I have quite a few lashes, but they're not long. I definitely do not have long lashes. So this primer really helps not only to make my lashes look thicker, but also they look longer with this because I can really get at the base with this brush. I think part of the secret to this is the brush. It is a plastic kind of brush, but it's super flexible. It's not like, I do love CoverGirl mascara, but some of their wands are very stiff, and this one bends with the lashes, so I think that's really important. Another thing I love about this is I've been using it on my bottom lashes. So I can go in on the bottom lashes like this and not apply mascara. Just put this primer. It's dark enough to look like black mascara, and it gives some definition to the eyes that I don't have if I don't do the mascara. So I'm done with the primer. Look at how great the primer looks. It almost looks like I have my mascara on. Now I'll go in with the Sky High. Now I've tried the primer with other mascaras and it works great. So if you already have mascara from another company, you could just get the primer and try that with your mascara to see if you get better results. But my results are definitely better using the primer. I've used it with CoverGirl. I've used it with Ciate London mascara. I've just tried several, and the primer always makes it look so much better. Let's take a look right now at my lashes. See the difference between the two? This primer really makes a difference. I love it. Now let's go on to the other eye. I'm going to go ahead, and I like that they put them in different colors. The primer is in a white container and the mascara is in the pink. And I'm so glad that they did that because it would be very easy to mix them up. I'm not going to curl this side of lashes to see if we see a difference when I don't curl them. So I'm just going to try that little experiment today. But this primer is so affordable too. Maybelline, tell me in the comments your favorite Maybelline product. It was so hard for me to choose. There are so many lipsticks of theirs that I love. I think they do a great job overall with their lipsticks. And I like that they have such a shade range. So many different shades. When I think of Maybelline, I think of great eyeliners brow products, mascaras, especially mascaras. I just tie Maybelline and mascara together. I've never been a huge fan of the Great Lash, which they're so famous for. It just didn't work for me. But this one definitely does. It blows me away. So let's take a look. This side is not curled, and this side is curled. Do you see any difference? I see a slight difference, but not huge, in my opinion. So maybe I don't even need to curl my lashes with this mascara. It's so magical. I don't even have to curl them, which is great. It's better on your lashes not to curl them. So I see a difference with the curler in some mascaras. Maybe they're heavier and they weigh the lashes down. Let me know what you think. Now we're going to go on to sunscreen. You are not going to be surprised by this because I've talked so much about the Alana Mitchell Tinted Sunscreen. This is a Tinted Physical Defense 44 that's meant for all skin types. That is huge. If you don't have sensitive skin like I do, it probably doesn't mean that much to you that it's great for all skin types. But for someone like me with very sensitive skin who's had rashes from sunscreens that last for a week, that are itchy and just horrible, then anyone like me celebrates when they find a sunscreen that doesn't itch them. This is a mineral sunscreen, and what I love about it is that I've been going without foundation most days, which is wonderful. I love that I can spread it with my fingers. It goes beautifully into the skin. I'm going to do just half my face and pause for a moment. Now, it was hard for me to pick. I have several Alana Mitchell products that I'm using as skincare right now that I just love. So me picking, I had to really think about it, but I couldn't imagine being without the sunscreen. But her vitamin C is amazing. I'm trying retinol serum right now. So there's lots of things I'm trying out that I'll be getting back to you soon on. But this sunscreen is just my favorite sunscreen I've ever used. This even beats for me my La Roche-Posay. Now, I'm not going anywhere right now, so I'm going to put a little bit less than I would. I'm just going to be in the house. But I do apply this on my neck, bring it down to the neck, and ears, and all that good stuff. So let's stop for a minute and take a look at the two sides. Alana Mitchell and nothing. Now let's finish the face, and I'm so excited to share some of the other products from brands. Have you tried anything from Alana Mitchell? Let me know in the comments. I would love, during the video, any of the products that you see that you've tried, give me your feedback on those products. I'm one human, and I do have my mother test things, my daughter test things. Danielle will be back soon to do another video with me, but she tests products for me all the time. Sometimes I'm on the fence with things, or I love something and I want to see if it's something she would love too. And she has sensitive skin like I do, but she's very fair. So it's great having someone else to test things that is not my age and also has just different skin than I do, different tone. All right, so we're done with the sunscreen now. I'm so happy with this. I would, if I were going out, just put a little bit of concealer around the edge of my nose, put on any other makeup, blush, that type of thing, and be done. So this has made getting ready in the morning so great for me. Let's move on to a concealer from this company, and it's called the SAEM. Now, I've tried this brand, several of their products, but when I found this, I felt like I hit the lottery because it has 3 products, 3 in one, and it's so affordable. You have like a brightener that you could use as a highlighter. It's not, none of these are glittery. They're just a cream. Then you have a great concealer and then a contour. This is such a fabulous contour. It's very gray. So I'll apply this in a little bit. Let me put that on my hand so you can see the color of how gray it is. So let's go ahead and put on the concealer. I'm going to put on the tone that's closest to my skin, which is this one here. And I'm just going to put it on the edge and then blend. I like to put concealer on before I apply foundation. I'm going to apply my favorite foundation in a moment, but I like to get the concealer on first, sort of brighten the area, because then I don't apply any foundation under there. I just leave the one product. I try to put as little in the under eye area as I can. So there we go. There's a concealer, and you can see it really brighten my under eyes up. This doesn't seem to crease on me during the day. It's not too heavy. It's just the right weight. So this company, the SAEM, has become a favorite brand. I found it on Amazon. They make great concealers, in my opinion. Now let's go in with my favorite foundation. L'Oreal does so many things right. I love L'Oreal. I've used L'Oreal for years. I love a lot of their brow products, liners, mascaras, like we talked about with Maybelline. Usually Maybelline's a little more affordable, but L'Oreal has great products in those areas. But one that I go back to over and over is the True Match. And now, of course, they have it in the new packaging. So easy to apply. I'm N4 in L'Oreal True Match. That's a color change for me because I was going lighter in the winter, but right now I'm a little darker just from walks outdoors. I have to say I have had some trouble with this pump. Let me know in the comments if you have, but I still love the product so much. And I don't have to use very much with this, just a tiny bit. I'm gonna go just on the cheeks a little bit and around the nose area, just to give a little more of a smoother looking complexion, less discoloration, and get in the corners. So I don't even need to apply it all over with the Alana Mitchell. I will mainly do this area of my face, the center, the nose area, and the cheeks. And this shade matches so well, I can just sort of blend it with the Alana Mitchell. I don't even feel, I'm going to put a couple of dots on my forehead, just in the center. Again, these are spots really where the sun hits and you have more skin texture and more discoloration. The sides of my face here are pretty clear. So I don't put much there, especially with the Alana Mitchell. I just mainly concentrate the foundation in the center of the face. All right, so there we go. That's with, look at how I still have a lot left. I just used a little bit because I didn't want too heavy of a look. I like a more natural look. And just hitting those spots in the middle here where there's more texture and discoloration, I think really improved the overall look. Now let's talk about Laura Geller. Boy, I didn't know how many of you love Laura Geller. If you do, tell me which products you love. I really enjoy her eyeshadows so much. I have maybe 8 palettes now that I've purchased. And I have some I'll share with you soon that I've been trying out. Some days on Amazon, they run great sales, like under $20. So you're almost paying what it's costing at the drugstore for a beautiful palette. You know what I'm going to use today. I'm going to use the Bake, Balance, and Brighten. I told you before, a couple of years ago, I didn't like this because I was dealing with so much redness. and irritation in my skin, and just this wasn't enough to cover it. But boy, now that my skin's in better shape, this works beautiful. I know a lot of you use it alone without any foundation on, like I have right now, without True Match or anything like that. Now I'm also using her brush, and I found that this made a huge difference because I tried other brushes. Some of you, when I mentioned this last time, commented on that, said, yes, you tried other brushes, and then when you tried this, you said game changer. And I just think this is a great way to finish off the skin, give it more of a perfected look. I'm never going to have perfect skin. I love it when people say about perfect skin. What is perfect skin? Skin is skin. We have discoloration, we have redness, depending on sometimes what we eat, the environment. But if we can make our skin look healthy, I think that's the best goal. I'm going to bring this down to the neck. Oh, I just love this powder now. Really made my skin look nice. I like powder for a finished look. It really does give a finished look to the skin. Let's go back to that product from the SAEM, which is called Cover Perfection. And I'm going to put a little contour. I don't always do contour because I have sort of sharper bone structure, so I don't really think contour is necessary. I don't have much volume in my face, but I know some of you that watch have more volume than I do in your face, or you love contour. So I always like to show lots of different options, but you can just go like this with the fingers and blend. This is beautiful because it really is creamy. It sort of just slides right on beautifully, blends nicely, and really does have that gray tone. Now, they also have a brightener. Now watch this. Look at how bright that is. I'm going to take my fingers and just blend this. Look at what a beautiful brightener that is. Now I could take my Angie brush and do that too. Just press it into the skin. Let's do that. Put some on and just press it in. So if you have the Angie brush, don't think of it for just the under eyes. It's great for like around the nose too. I have broken capillaries there, so I like to go in like that and sort of pounce in the corner. That just saved me about $1,000. I know some of you are not a fan of Charlotte Tilbury, but I actually really do love her products. There are some that are favorites of mine. It was hard for me to pick, but I went with this one that's not so unaffordable because Charlotte's come out with some mini size. And this is something I've actually given to several people as a gift, either Christmas or birthday, and it's her Film Star Bronze and Glow. One thing I love about this, it bronzes me up so easily without a lot of blending, and it's just very subtle and beautiful. So if you were going to try any product of hers, I would say get this mini. It will last you forever. This product does not seem to disappear. The powder seems to stay for a long time. So I'm going to use that today to bronze up my face. I'm going to sculpt. The shade I have is light medium, which is probably one of the reasons it works so great for me, because I'm a little more than light, but I'm not quite medium in makeup. So this one really adds some beautiful color to the skin without it being too much. And I do like to bring this down on the neck just to bronze up the neck. And then go along the chin, the jawline. For those of you that like to sculpt, I think you would love this. I know sculpting products aren't for everyone, but I even like to take the sculpt and just bring it onto the cheeks like this. It gives such a beautiful glow. Some days I've just worn that and not any kind of blush. So if I were recommending to someone to try one of Charlotte's products, this is what I would pick. And then you have, remember, the highlighter side too. So I'm going to put some of that on. And it's also a very soft highlight. I really like this. I wouldn't use the highlight for every day. This is more of an evening kind of highlight, I think. But I would use the bronzer part every day because it really does add some dimension, I think, to the face and is great if you're looking for a very subtle glow. Recently, I talked about Undone Beauty. I've used their products off and on for several years, but I am back in love with this brand because of this product, the Lip to Cheek palette. This is for your lips and cheeks, and I love products that you can use in multiple ways. That's so much more affordable, so much more convenient. Now, this is a brand based out of the United States. It's a US-based company. They have so many great products, but I want to show you this one. This is also a vegan company and cruelty-free, so I just like this all around. And you really have 3 different shades within this one palette. So I'm going to put some on my cheeks right now. This shade, by the way, is Bubble, and I really love it because it adds some nice color to the face. And I find with this, it is not sticky once I get it on. You'll feel a stickiness to it, a dewiness definitely when you dip into it. But once it's on my face, my hair's not sticking to it like some products I've tried. So I like that. Look at how little that you need and look how easy it is to apply. I think this is just perfect for mature skin. It blends into the skin. What a beautiful pink. I think that's just gorgeous. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and wipe my lips off so I can apply some of this Undone Beauty right now for you on the lips, and you can see how pretty it is. I'm going to use the color in the center. Wow, look at that. Oh, so pretty. If you like that sort of Barbie pink, I think you would love this. Look at this. Oh, I am loving it. It is so pretty. I'm not going to want to take it off when I show you other things. But Undone Beauty, I think it's a great brand. $10. What an awesome product. It's more of a clean product. So if you're looking for clean beauty, vegan, cruelty-free, I think Undone Beauty is amazing. Revlon, what can I say about Revlon? They're iconic. I got so upset when I thought that maybe they might go away. There was talk of the bankruptcy and maybe not having Revlon anymore. And Revlon, I have so many like emotional ties to that company because my mother has always worn Revlon lipstick. I just think of the women that I love that are the generation before me using Revlon all the time. And there are numerous products I love from Revlon. I've used their foundation over the years, their blush. There's probably not a product from Revlon I haven't tried, but I had to go with the lipstick. I mean, how can you beat this? There are days on Amazon when under $6, maybe even under $5 some days, you can purchase a Revlon lipstick, depending on the shade. So I picked a couple that I love. I'm going to show you Peach Me. This is a beautiful sort of peachy nude, and I think it just warms up the skin so much. It's perfect for this time of year. So let's try this out. They are so creamy. One thing about Revlon lipsticks, they have ingredients that are in a lot of the high-end, the avocado oil, just shea butter. They're very moisturizing. I've never had a Revlon lipstick dry out my lips. This lipstick is absolutely perfect. I couldn't talk about Revlon lipstick without mentioning Pink in the Afternoon. That is an iconic shade. It's such a gorgeous shade of pink. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on for you. Pink in the afternoon. Can't turn that down. Another company that is a clean beauty brand that I've fallen in love with is Merit. I've bought several Merit products. They've sent me some also. Initially, they reached out to me a couple of years ago, I believe, and I went right out after I enjoyed it and bought it for my mom because I know she likes clean beauty. I know she likes things that are just sort of look very natural on the skin. She doesn't want to look super made up, but she likes a very polished and classy look. And she fell in love with Merit. She said, these products are just great. Well, I couldn't hardly pick. Their blush is beautiful. They have one called Beverly Hills that I'm just crazy about. But I do love the lipstick. And they've come out with some new shades. I thought I would put on Cabo because this is a very different shade I don't see a lot at the drugstore. It's a very rust shade, and I don't see much of that at the drugstore. You usually see red or orange, but not a rust. And rust is so beautiful. It can look great for really any season of the year. So let's try this one on. One thing I have to say about Merit, besides the beautiful formula of the lipsticks, is the packaging. If you want something special, maybe you're treating yourself to something special, it's got like lucite kind of packaging, but in this shade that's so beautiful. And the lipsticks stay closed in your purse. I carry one in my purse all the time. It never rolls around and opens up. That's my only negative, I would say, for some drugstore lipstick is the packaging doesn't stay secure in your purse. That is one thing. I've never had a Revlon lipstick open up in my purse. I like their packaging. It really closes up solid when it closes, where like something like Wet n Wild, I have loved some of their lipsticks, but the packaging, the tops will come off. This is very solid, very elegant looking. So this is the lipstick that I like to carry in my purse. So I really had fun sharing with you my favorites from these brands. I have other brands that I've tested that I have favorites from that I would love to share if you're interested. So let me know in the comments, leave a heart or give me a like, and that way I will know that you want more videos like this. I love you all so much. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful week, and I'll see you soon.